Here we go. All right, sit the fuck down because we need to talk about the scale. That little prick in your fucking bedroom that ruins your mornings more effectively than stepping on fucking Lego barefoot. Here we go. You've been eating clean. You've been hitting the gym. You're drinking water like you're fucking camel preparing for the Sahara. And what does that motherfucking scale do? It goes up. Or it doesn't fucking move. Or it does this weird sideways shuffle thing that makes you want to throw out the fucking window. So, let me explain what's actually happening inside your body during fat loss, because it can be absolutely fucking annoying. First of all, let's kill this myth right now. Fat cells do not fill up with water when you lose weight, like some kind of cellular water balloon. I've recently been seeing this explanation quite a bit, especially on the Instagram and the TikToks. Hell, I've even seen some doctors spreading it, and this is where people go and get pissed off. Now, the idea is that when fat leaves a cell, water rushes in to fill the void. Like your fat cells are playing musical chairs with different fluids. This is bullshit. Here's what actually happens. When you're in a calorie deficit and your body's burning fat for energy, your fat cells shrink. They don't disappear. Unfortunately, you're stuck with most of them for the rest of your life. However, they do get smaller as they release fatty acids and glycerol for energy. The cells themselves don't fill up with water. What does happen is way more complex and fucking annoying. So if fat cells aren't filling up with water, why the hell is your weight going up or staying the same when you know you're losing fat? Water retention, baby. And it's happening everywhere in your body, not just the fat cells. Here's the thing. Multiple studies have shown that when people lose weight, the water content in adipose tissue, fat tissue, actually increases. Not because individual fat cells are filling up, but because of increased blood flow and improved insulin sensitivity in that tissue. But that's just one piece of this annoying fucking puzzle. The main culprit fucking with your scale is a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It gets released when you're stressed. And guess what? Dieting is a stress to the body. So is training, by the way. Your body doesn't know the difference between I'm trying to get shredded for summer or there's no food about and I'm probably going to starve and I might die. The only thing your body understands is calories are low, energy is scarce. This is a motherfucking emergency. So cortisol goes up. And when cortisol goes up, several things happen that make you want to punch a fucking wall. Water retention. Cortisol binds to receptors that normally handle a hormone called aldosterone. This causes your body to retain sodium. And where sodium goes, water follows. You can literally gain 7 pounds of water weight just from stress. Here's one that I talk a lot about my clients with. You look puffier. Ever notice you look softer even though you're losing fat? That's extracellular water hanging around outside of your cells, making you look like a less defined version of yourself. And gets worse with more stress. Eating too little, more cortisol. Eating too much, more cortisol. Sleeping like shit, more cortisol. Stressing about your weight, even more goddamn cortisol. Do you see the vicious cycle here? Let me tell you about one of the most fucked up but scientifically valuable experiments ever done. In the 1940s, researcher Ansel Keys, I think is how you say his name, took 36 men and put them on a starvation diet. 1,500 calories a day whilst doing physical labor for months. What happened? For the first couple of months, they lost weight pretty steadily. But then shit got fucking weird. The weight loss became completely non-linear. They'd go weeks without losing anything, looking puffier and worse, and then suddenly drop several pounds overnight. What was happening? Well, that was cortisol-induced water retention. Their bodies were so stressed from the calorie deficit that cortisol levels skyrocketed, which caused massive water retention. When the researchers finally gave them a big meal or a refeed, cortisol levels crashed and all that water came whooshing out. Coming back to, the water that comes and fills up the fat cells, which is the information that has been coming out in the fitness industry quite a bit on the Instagram and the TikToks and all that, like I mentioned. Well, this is where the term whooshing effect comes from. Not from the fat cells collapsing, but from your body finally releasing the water it was holding onto because it thought you was dying. Just to make things even more fucking annoying, here are other things that cause water fluctuations. Sodium. If you eat a salty meal, your body retains water to dilute it. This could literally add 2 to 5 pounds overnight. Carbohydrates. Every gram of glycogen, which is stored carbs, holds about 3 to 4 grams of water. If you eat more carbs, your weight goes up. It's not fat, it's just fuel storage. Exercise and inflammation. When you work out, especially hard, you create microtears within the muscle. Your body sends water to repair them. You can weigh more after a mad workout. And a prime example of this is you normally weigh more after a heavy, mad leg day than most of your workouts, providing you actually train legs fucking properly. Providing you actually train legs. Men, I'm looking at your ass. Menstrual cycle. Uncomfortable conversations that I have to have with women. Women can retain 5 to 10 pounds of water in the week before their period. Hormones are fucking brutal, and I say it all the time. Sorry, but y'all women, you got it hard, especially when you want to change your physique. But you don't cry over it, you understand it, and then you fucking attack it. Sleep. Bad sleep equals higher cortisol, which equals more water retention. Dehydration. Here's the fucking kicker. When you don't drink enough water, your body actually holds on to more water because it thinks there's a shortage. So the solution to water retention is often drink more fucking water. All right, enough of the doom and motherfucking gloom. Here's how to actually deal with this. Stop being so motherfucking aggressive with your deficit. A 20 to 25% calorie deficit is ideal. Going lower just jacks up cortisol and makes you retain water like a fucking sponge. Don't over exercise. We're living in this fucking era where a lot of people are thinking more means better. The more you do, the better result you're going to have. 3 to 5 hours of weight training and 1 to 2 hours of cardio per week is plenty when cutting. Remember, more isn't better. It's just more stress. Sleep your ass off. 7 to 8 hours minimum. I preach this like a motherfucker. If you have to set an alarm to get into bed, fucking do it. When your sleep is shit, everything else gets worse. Drink more water, about a gallon a day, which is about, let's just say 4 liters, 4.5 liters, I think. Yes, to lose water weight, you need to drink more water. Biology is fucking weird. I don't make up the rules. Here's a bit of a controversial one. Use refeed days strategically. A planned higher calorie day can drop cortisol and cause a whooshing effect of water loss. This is why cheat meals sometimes make you wake up leaner. And now, the one that I keep preaching and sounding like a broken motherfucking record. Track the right metrics. Take weekly weight averages, not daily measurements. Use body measurements. Take progress photos. Important one here, track how clothes fit you. And if you have the availability, monitor body fat percentage if you can. Remember, the scale is 1 point of data, and often it's the least accurate one. Here's the thing that nobody tells you. Fat loss might be linear, but the weight loss is not. What I mean by that is you could be losing fat steadily, day after day, week after week. However, the scale, which is monitoring your weight loss, because scale only shows what your weight is in general and as a whole, well, that motherfucker might go up. Or it might not even move because the water retention is masking your progress. So this is what I mean by the weight loss is not linear. Then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, whoosh, you drop 3 to 5 pounds almost as if overnight. You didn't suddenly burn 5 pounds of fat in one night. That's physically impossible. If we subscribe to the idea that a pound of fat is 3,500 calories, you need to burn about 17,500 calories in one goddamn day. Yo, that ain't gonna fucking happen. I say if we subscribe to the idea because it might be more than that. It might be more calories. It might be a little bit less. That's just, you know, for me, everyone's individual. You can't tell me that that is the number for everyone. But look, this is the information that's out there. Let's just run with it. But what has happened is your body finally released the water that it was holding on to. This is normal. This is expected. This is how human bodies work. So the next time you step on the scale and it hasn't moved, or worse, it's gone up, don't lose your fucking shit. Ask yourself, am I in a calorie deficit? Be fucking honest. Am I sleeping enough? Be fucking honest. Am I managing my stress? Be fucking honest. Am I drinking enough water? Be fucking honest. Have I been consistent for more than just a few days? Be fucking honest. If you've answered yes to most of those, keep going. The fat loss is happening. The scale just hasn't caught up yet. Your weight will fluctuate, sometimes wildly. That's not failure. It's biology. Understanding this is the difference between people who quit after 2 weeks and the people who actually achieve their goals. Please trust the process. Track multiple metrics. And remember, the scale is a lying bastard that doesn't know shit about your actual progress. Stay consistent, be patient, and maybe weigh yourself less often. Your mental health will thank you. Now, hopefully you've got a good understanding of this, so go get it done.